Transmitting to you from Old Heart Radio. Matinee Edition. Yes, sir. I'm obviously Jared, if you didn't recognize the sound of my voice. We're Vegas.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Let's get it.
Here it comes. Matinee Edition. Yes, sir. I'm obviously Jared, if you didn't recognize the sound of my voice.
This is Lucas. Why are you talking weird?
I don't know. I just felt like it.
In case you did not recognize the sound of my voice, this is Jared.
All right. What episode are we on? Do you know?
This is 63?
63. 63 years old.
Oh, my God.
Episodes old.
This is old.
Well, not including the lost episodes, which...
We'd be closer to 80 probably at this point.
Jesus Christ, dude. I had to promise myself episode 62 wouldn't fall to second lost episode. I was like, God damn it, man. Get it up.
Dude, hey, it's difficult going to school and producing content and having a job.
It shockingly pulls you in a lot of directions.
Completely. Speaking of pulling ourselves in unnecessary directions, like playing video games on my part.
Oh yeah,
I just played through the Hitman 3. I don't know if you're familiar with the Hitman franchise.
I'm loosely familiar. I know there's a bald guy involved, and he
has a barcode on the back of his head.
Black gloves.
Yeah, your black gloves, black suit with a red tie.
Just really arbitrary shit.
It's exactly what you think it is. Yeah. It's a Hitman.
Okay, you played Hitman 3.
Hitman 3. There's a trilogy. They've been coming out since 2015, but they're a bunch of older games as well. And they're actually like 2 failed movie franchise launches.
Ooh, real quick. Was one of them with Timothy Oliphant?
Yes. That's based on a video game from like the same era as like the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider.
The thing that's fucking crazy. How's the game though?
Dude,
I've never played
it's so
one.
Sweet. So they used to be these like narrative storytelling like games that were really just trying to be movies, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
But now they got handed off to a new developer called IO Interactive, and they have taken it in a very interesting direction. Rather than having like a linear sort of game mode, it's an open area that you can go around that has like multiple levels. You can disguise yourself, and you're just hunting down different targets. You can find a bunch of
cool.
Yeah. It's really fucking fun, and it got really good reviews.
Nice.
I'll send you a trailer afterwards. What's exciting is that now they're done with the Hitman franchise. They're going to be handing it off to another developer, and they're going to start making James Bond games using that same format.
Dope.
Fucking sweet.
That's sick, dude. That's sick.
So it already, like, since the get-go, since they took it over, it had James Bond vibes, like going to crazy locations. Like there's one that's at like the Miami International Speedway where you have to like take down, you have to assassinate somebody who's racing. So you have to like sabotage their car on like a pit stop and that shit.
That sounds crazy.
But there's some in Dubai. There's stuff in like Argentina. It's globetrotting. You get that vibe right away. And what it can capitalize on something that's not present in the Bond films, but is sort of in the books. As racist and misogynistic as the books are, they nail the social element of Bond, where it's not just combat and espionage. It is a social game as well, and like blending. Cool. It's not guns a-blazing. It's more leaning in the spy direction. Makes me really excited. Dude. Yeah,
it's like I mean, I feel like that's particularly something that can get overlooked when focusing on a game, like the kind of like espionage aspect. It can be like a lot of games end up especially like games like like things that would be like the Bond franchise. It seems like
GoldenEye, an iconic game.
As much as I love GoldenEye, it is mostly because of the violence.
Yeah,
but
well,
it's
a running
just
gunning
crazy.
thing.
Yeah, it's a running and gunning game.
Like realistically in Hitman, if you get detected, you can kill a few guards, but they have their radios and you're going to start getting swarmed and you can get mowed down as quickly as you can kill someone.
Dang.
So it's about blending and just being like just being unseen as you're finding your targets and killing them.
Being sneaky.
Which gets me really excited about a James Bond game from them. I'll have to send you the Hitman 3 trailer because it looks fucking dope.
Do it.
So
hell yeah.
I really enjoyed the game, but
yeah, we've been finally tickling the idea of getting that Nintendo Switch.
Oh, dude, it's so
over
fun.
here.
Get Breath of the Wild.
Talking about video games. Yeah. So, well, also that, and I just want to like start playing a bunch of them like Super Nintendo games you can get your hands on through.
The
system.
What's it? The virtual arcade or something is what they call it.
I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I think we're gonna treat ourselves for Valentine's Day. So I'm looking forward to trying out that system, man. That'll be fun.
The Nintendo Switch has the best thing for your relationship. A game where you can play as a wide variety of characters and kick the shit out of each other. It does miracles for love.
There you go, man. It does miracles for love. You heard it here first. Get a Nintendo Switch because it does miracles for love.
So I have two. I was meaning to segue into James Bond. So No Time to Die is still due to come out in March.
Yeah. Okay. I've been like, I kind of just been like forgetting about that movie until I hear something firm. Is it actually for sure?
It's not for sure, but it hasn't been moved.
Okay, fair enough.
And our favorite James Bond spoof franchise, Kingsman, The King's Man, has once again been delayed.
Oh, god damn.
That movie was supposed to come out in fall of 2019, and it got caught up in the Disney Fox purchase.
Yo, that shit, like, man, when Disney purchased Fox, I remember doing a podcast about it, man. They started, like, really messing with their, like, their movies and, like, their backlog
Die Hards
and everything.
In the fucking vault.
This shit sucks, man.
It's bullshit.
Don't even. Yeah, that's interesting though. Because like I feel like I don't want that Bond movie to fall into the category of like Black Widow, where it's like,
oh man,
it's just dangling around. You know, it's gonna, like, if you don't hear anything, it's gonna get moved at the last minute, and like that's what I feel like about.
Here's actually something
hopefully not
interesting. I was gonna wait till we talked about WandaVision, but it sort of ties into what we're talking about now. Black Widow has been popping up on Disney Plus's homepage with the Premier Access tag.
Interesting.
So it looks like it might be a bug. Like a lot of times this happens with games. They like come up on Amazon early and show the release date. But it looks like they are going to be dropping it in May on Disney Plus for $30.
Oh, those fucking bastards.
I know. That's the one disappointing thing about it.
That sucks, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure if Black Widow's worth that $30.
I think I'm gonna wait, and if the reviews are good,
that's kind of it too.
I might not watch it the first day it's available.
Yeah,
but I will wait and see if the reviews are good, because like Mulan, there was all like the big press was like, this movie's great. And then all the independent guys on YouTube that don't give a fuck about getting funding from large corporations said it sucked. So I'll wait for those guys to pass judgment on Black Widow before I pay for anything.
Exactly, man. That's basically how I operate with that kind of shit these days too, man. It's just like, you just don't know. And I want to honestly I'd rather get the honest opinion before giving Disney another 30.
Corporate machine.
God damn it.
I'm blown away that they're still doing it though, because of how Mulan flopped.
Yeah, I mean, what else do they face, dude? Like that movie.
No.
That movie is, like, they keep moving it. Theaters seem like such a fucking wild card.
Yeah.
Like, that it doesn't, like, you know. I'm surprised that they've just waited this long to try to put it up online. You know what I mean?
I remember seeing, it was something from a stakeholder at Disney on a conference. He was like, "You guys are ignoring the audience you have in your pocket. Like, you don't have to charge anything. People will pay for your entire service just to watch this."
Yeah.
Like,
it's true.
There will be adopters of Disney Plus because of this show.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I feel like things like WandaVision will show them more and more that people want that shit just like easily accessible. They don't want like, you know what I mean? And
an
like,
extra paywall.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, just it's, I don't know. It's crazy.
Before we talk about WandaVision, though, we should go into another film that's being released on a streaming service, but without an additional paywall. The Snyder Cut.
My God, man. After I was reading this thing and it was talking about Martian Manhunter. I'll talk about that in a second.
Dude, I saw that. What the fuck?
But it was like several years.
Dude, I have to expect Tobey Maguire to show up.
Like, yeah, right, dude.
As Spider-Man.
Like, Zack Snyder has officially confirmed that the Snyder Cut is done. It is like everything is there. It is a 4-hour-long movie.
Oh my God.
And there's so much that is potentially going to happen in there.
Was it Honest Trailers when they were talking about like Avengers Infinity War? They were like, it's so much movie. Like, I feel like that's going to be the gist of Snyder Cut.
I mean, I hope it's not going to be like draining, honestly, but
with DC's record, I think it might be.
I know, unfortunately, but I'm interested, good or bad. I'm so interested in it because it's just been like it's just been tickling around the internet for so fucking long. It's crazy. But yeah,
this is an interesting thing. It's like the internet willed the Snyder Cut to exist.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
I guarantee if the fans weren't like, we want to see this guy's idea, if there wasn't so much drama behind the scenes, we would have never gotten the Snyder Cut. We would have just gotten the fucking Whedon hour and a half bullshit.
Yeah, dude, it's so true. Like, it literally, the Snyder Cut was literally, it started as a fan-driven like hashtag thing, petition thing, and that is what captured the attention. That's what captured Zack Snyder's attention. Yeah, and
it's like there's demand for this.
Yeah, and that's what's
like obviously it eventually got to the executives of Warner Brothers being like, fuck, people want this. People will pay money for this.
Yeah, dude. And I think that alone is just like a really fucking cool aspect of like how this came about.
Wait, what's the release date again?
March 18th is what I read the latest of. So unless that changes, because recently it was like March 26th, but they were also dropping King Kong or Godzilla versus Kong on.
You're playing against yourself.
Yeah, and so they moved it to the 31st, and then just like what I was reading today, it was like confirmed that it was 18th, I believe. So
when's I'll have to look it up. I'm curious when Dune's coming out now.
Yeah, for sure. Dune is something to expect, to look forward to. But so things that I'm interested in about that fucking Snyder Cut are just like Henry Lennox, I think is his name, is actually confirmed as playing and portraying Martian Manhunter. Like, there was recently this promotional thing that got posted online that had like that was like a quote from Martian Manhunter in the movie. I was like, that's kind of, I mean, it was sort of lame. Without the video, it was sort of like, okay, that could be anything.
Yeah, it could be anything. So he's the guy who's like the military general in the movies, right?
So he was like the general in Man of Steel, and I think maybe referenced later, but so, and apparently that was like the thing the whole time. That's, you know, a role he was, expected to have the whole time.
Yeah.
So
which, that's interesting. I mean, like, one thing I'll give the MCU credit for is they built up all the side heroes really well. There's nothing hand-fisted. That I feel like can fall into the category of being nearly hand-fisted, Maybe.
I mean, there's nothing. Yeah.
He's got a good voice, but
well, there's that. I mean, there's like speculation. I remember there's speculation when Man of Steel came out.
Really? I never picked up on that.
And then but there's like all sorts of things. Like I think he had like somebody cast. I think Snyder had somebody cast as like the Atom in the movie.
I remember that.
Not Ray Palmer, but like what's his fucking name? The other Atom. There's like 3 different Atoms in the DC universe. Maybe.
Dude, I'm really waiting for Blue Beetle. Am I right?
Blue Beetle would be a fucking cool series, honestly.
I'd be down.
But yeah. So either way, Snyder Cut comes out in a couple months basically, and month and a half or so. But
I'm excited. I'm down. I want to give it a try. I just want to see where it would have gone. If you've listened, dear listener, if you've listened to this podcast for a while, you'll know at least my standing is that I really wish they stuck to their guns with the dark shit.
Oh, well, absolutely, dude. Everybody does, man. Like, it's the only thing that's like always played for DC, and so like, why not bleed that into their fucking movies?
I know.
Thank
it's like
God for Joker.
You guys have already been doing that with Batman for so long, in nearly every form, like a modern Batman.
Yeah, totally. And then they just, I mean, even as even ridiculous as it seems to us right now, Michael Keaton was supposed to be like intense in that.
You want to get nuts?
You want to get nuts? Let's dance. Anyway, so something to look forward to. Make sure you take a leak before you sit down, and give yourself a good intermission.
We should buy a sheet of plexiglass and have a party.
Dude, I mean, Snydercut party, not a bad idea. But we have to talk about WandaVision. So this week's episode, we're gonna hard cut from DC to the good MCU shit because DC and Warner Brothers is so much just speculation. At least we have some concrete badassness in WandaVision.
Dude, before we get to WandaVision proper, I have a minor gripe. The episodes are so fucking short.
Oh my god, dude.
Which I understand if they're going for the like. I've heard people saying like, oh, it's 30 minutes because that's the time chunk for sitcoms.
Sure.
That's how it always is. They're playing into that joke. Yeah. And I was like, I know there's going to be fewer episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so I really fucking hope those are 45 minutes.
Same, dude. Because the thing is, and it's not because it's an unpleasant 30 minutes. It's because it goes by so quick.
Yeah. I was like, I just want more. Like you could watch one episode of Daredevil. And it's weird that 15 minutes pushes it into like feeling more like a movie. By the time you get into WandaVision, you're like, oh, and it's done.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's nuts, man. But so what episode was this? Four, right?
4. Okay. This was like it was like interrupting your program or something was the name of the episode. Very fitting.
Yeah. Because like, well, the episode starts in a really interesting place. You get kind of.
I was very confused initially, by the way. Like by her reforming stuff, I was like, "What the fuck is happening?" But then I was like, "Oh, there's people coming back from the snap."
That was dope.
Captured how terrifying that would be for everyone.
Yeah, man, it was a really cool like nod to that, and it also shows you how close these events are to the end of Endgame. So. Yeah. That was nuts though, and then just like her Monica Rambeau finding out her mother had passed away, like what would the nurse say, it was like 3 years ago, but that was 2 years after you disappeared, and so like you get firmly established. Maybe that it's 5 years after.
Yeah, it's a 5-year timeline.
Holy shit, dude!
Which is like sad. I will say I did giggle a bit when I knew that she was Monica Rambeau the whole time.
For sure.
But when she was like, my mother is Maria Rambeau, I was like, okay, that's sort of handing it to the audience.
We get it.
She yelled it like 3 times, and I was like, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
It's the girl. She's the woman from Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
No, she would have been in this, but also she's out filming Bond. So
fair enough. Did you notice that like after that whole sequence and when Monica Rambeau starts going to the Sword headquarters, it shows that plaque that says like Maria Photon. Rambeau.
Yeah.
I was like that I had an similar kind of reaction to that, because it was sort of like Photon is obviously a superhero name of Monica Rambeau, but it was like when was it ever given that her nickname was Photon? Like even in the Captain Marvel movie, I think she had a different call sign. Like,
dude, I am down for Sword.
Oh, for sure, dude. Well,
but the fact of it, this falls into the Martian Manhunter thing. I was like, they just have never fucking mentioned this. No, like it's
been all Shield.
It's been all Shield. I am down with them being like, it just has to be a better explanation. And I know we'll eventually get it probably. Like they got other shit to do. Probably in Falcon, the Winter Soldier, they'll deal with Shield or Sword. Fuck.
Probably Shield, because and that's the thing. That's what they're trying to establish here, is that like Sword deals with basically the external threats before they get to Earth most of the time. Shield is what deals with everything on the ground level. You know, and
they were talking about that, how like Sword is usually in space.
Yeah, which I mean, like, I guess I was just thinking, like, so the reason that Sword gets involved in this whole Wanda situation, correct, is that they're lending some like drones to the FBI or something.
Yeah.
So it was totally happenstance that they ended up getting involved to begin with.
Yeah.
Because I mean, normally they wouldn't be there. Probably Shield.
Yeah,
Probably would have been like, well, if
imagine.
Shield's around, they probably would have been the first call. But
and also, I do have another quick gripe. What is it they say in Agents of Shield when they go to the future and they're on like the space station? And Yo-Yo's like, is there not some kind of like space version of you guys called Spear or something? And Coulson goes, no, I don't think so. I immediately thought that, and I was like, fuck.
Put sword, the word sword right in there.
The word sword. God damn it. I was like, good poke, but
yeah, fair enough. So it's fucking crazy how, okay, so they bring it, well, never mind, hold on, I'm going to push that thought aside. They bring back the character, what's his name? Jimmy, something.
Oh, Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo. I was going to say, Agent Woo.
Which he did
love his character.
Magic.
Yeah.
That was a nice nod to Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, because like he was like trying to learn it or something, or wanted to learn it in that movie.
Yeah, and he actually did it.
Yeah, which is cool. It's just like a weird connection thing. It's kind of fun. But so like they him and Monica Rambeau kind of meet, and they're like they're really like the two that start the, I say, like great investigation into the situation that is happening at Westview.
So she gets pulled in, and also nobody with a relationship with the town realizes it exists.
Yeah.
So, which is creepy. This episode like cranked up the creepiness.
Yeah. Like the sheriff of the nearby town had like a selective amnesia. He he lived in Eastview, but he didn't know what the fuck Westview existed or whatever.
Yeah.
But so Monica Rambeau gets pulled into.
She doesn't have powers yet.
Into the whatever energy field,
which they mentioned is a hexagon.
Yeah, which is super interesting, because it plays into the whole magical aspect of what's going on here. And but I think they're like, Monica keeps having these interactions with energy right now.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to note that, like, I think that her character maybe already has her latent powers, or something will happen here that will like help, like, you know. But like, she was able to like kind of easily like go in, not easily I guess, but she was able to go in and out with what seemed like less resistance, at least going maybe, and she got pulled in super fast. So I thought that maybe like she is developing something. Anyway, moving on. I just think her powers are coming up, which I think is really cool, because she's actually her character has just really cool powers in general.
Yeah.
But
very akin to Captain Marvel, right? Sort of in that same
sort of. She can turn her, like, she can basically turn her body into any sort of energy, any type of energy. And some things and whatnot, and go the speed of sound, the speed of light and whatnot. But anyway, so
Darcy shows up.
So basically, once Monica Rambeau gets sucked into the fucking portal, everybody goes ape shit, and Agent Woo calls in every agency on the fucking planet, it seems like.
They're just encircling the place.
Yeah, dude. And they start the investigation, right?
So,
Kat, what's her name? What's the
Kat Dennings?
So
Kat Dennings of Two Broke Girls fame.
Turns out she can act exactly the same as she did in the first Thor movie. So,
but for some reason more likable. So
I guess what's cool is like they show the development in one really simple line where she, like, the soldier that's escorting her calls her ma'am or something like that, and she's just like, it's doctor. Which, let's be real, if you go through and get your fucking doctorate, correct somebody.
Call me doctor.
I'm a fucking doctor, you dick. Like, but I thought that was kind of cool, because it kind of shows like that she's established in her field and whatnot. It's not just some like random reason.
It's better than some rando. It plays into the universe and the ways we like about the MCU.
Yeah, it connects everything a little bit more. But she discovers basically the television show.
Yeah,
that we're watching.
There's like a layer of radiation above the normal radiation.
Yeah,
and that was TV.
She was like, because there's like they mentioned it was like old cosmic radiation of some sort.
Yeah.
And then like buried in that was basically the sitcom that we've been watching.
Yeah, The Signal, which and they're nuts. Watching as well. Like,
yeah,
I thought it might have been like a thing for the general audience, but I was like, oh no, it's actually a sitcom.
Yeah, I thought that was brilliant. It was so fun. It was cool because like we're all sitting here racking our brains, being like, "What the fuck is happening in the show?" And then you just have this whole episode where basically all these characters are doing that exact same thing.
Yeah, they're all taking notes.
Yeah,
and also they really got into how like they were able to see the ads.
Yeah,
they really got into like the cuts and stuff. Like they all saw it.
Yeah, it was just wild that they did that. I thought that was so cool. But they continue their investigation like around this, and they're trying to like they've been trying to fly drones in there. It looked like they had that one mission where we discovered who that beekeeper actually was, and
he
that
was
like,
in a hazmat suit.
Yeah, he was in a hazmat suit crawling through the sewers, I think.
Yeah. And as soon as he passed into the dome, he turned into a beekeeper.
Yeah.
So it's just so unsettling.
It really is, man. And that was this whole episode. And then the greatest part of this whole episode was you see how Monica got booted out of the fucking reality.
Yeah.
And Wanda she just got sinister, man.
It was fucking creepy.
It was
Props
so
to Elizabeth
creepy.
Olsen.
For sure. I did. How do I say?
Hey,
this?
I've been seeing this. It looked like people have been saying like these guys, like Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany haven't really been playing these characters for too long. They haven't had too many appearances, but they play them like they've been playing these characters for decades.
Yeah, they're really they're really hitting it. And,
they're really hitting it.
But yeah, just the way she like goes about just kind of like, I don't know, slowly gathering her magic and just like kind of like she has her head like Wanda always has that.
It's a head tilt.
And,
yeah, it's fucking creepy. And the twitchy fingers, it's creepy.
And then like just blasting Monica out of there. But the creepiest part about this whole like end of the episode,
I know where you're going,
was when after this whole instance, she repairs like the walls that she threw Monica out of. Vision comes popping in, right? And like there's that flash where she turns around and it's just boom, basically Vision's corpse.
Oh God, it was so fucking terrifying. I'm pretty sure I went, huh.
I know, dude, it got me a bit. I was like, whoa.
That's fucking creepy.
But and then you see he's all gray. He still has his like forehead, open from where Thanos ripped out the Mind Stone, and like. It makes you wonder, Wanda fixes it obviously, but it makes you wonder. Like
she doesn't fix it as much as she looks away, and then it's back to normal.
Fair enough, it's back to normal. But then is it like? Do you honestly think that she's just like, is Vision's like body just being floated around?
Dude, I honestly think it's like it's literally like a stage play, and Wanda's just the puppeteer.
Yeah.
In her ideal reality, maybe Enchantress is like the person fucking with it, but it's becoming obvious that Wanda is the one actually pulling the strings.
Yeah, I really wonder though. I still hang on to that theory that I think maybe the Enchantress is like helping her do this in some way, but I think Wanda's gonna go OP and just like go overboard with it, and
it's gonna not end well.
Yeah, and so I think she's going to end up being the villain for sure.
100%. I think she's going to be the villain in Doctor Strange.
Oh, definitely. I just
as soon as they announced that she was going to be in Doctor Strange, I was like, she's going to be the fucking villain.
Yeah, dude.
They announced that she's going to be in Doctor Strange and Vision's not. So I think that's telling enough.
Yeah, well, something ain't gonna go well for Vision at the end of the show, I bet.
This makes me want to read that Vision run from a few years ago.
Oh yeah,
where it's like him in suburban life with his children, and it all goes ape shit and falls apart.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to have some influences onto the show,
Yeah, it makes me maybe as like a graphic novel.
Hell yeah!
But I think we're nearing time here. But the episode was great.
Hold up, though. I still have a little bit of my coffee, and it does have Oatly in it.
Califia.
I just wanted to say.
Oat milk.
Shocker. No, shout outs to Oatly. Make sure you try to get Mr. and Mrs. Oatly or Dr. Oatly to sponsor us. But quickly, dear listener.
Oh, he's a doctor.
Also, get the fuck on Instagram and
Please.
follow us at Old Heart Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Old Heart in Space. Subscribe to the stinking YouTube.
I appreciate the
Old Heart
hostility
Radio.
in which you speak to our listeners.
Well, you know, they got it coming. They got
Oh no.
they you know, they get it. They get it.
We get it.
Because honestly,
Instagram, Twitter, all that
seriously,
shit.
January was a fucking fantastic month for us on the Old Heart end. So that works out. So we appreciate you hot dogs listening. Keep it up. I am actually going to try and bomb through a couple of coffee and contemplations for y'all coming up here right after this. So I'm going to try and get everything up ASAP this week, folks. So you have plenty of content. Go out there and do your thing in the meantime. Peace and chicken grease, matinee editions.
See ya.
Good day.
Ooh, there's the timer.
Hey, there it is.
You